Yes, guys, wanted to give you a hard-hitting video which will change your life. If you've ever called yourself or identified yourself as lazy, unmotivated, undisciplined, or you've waited for the feeling of motivation to act in the past. Because you need to watch this and listen to this if that's the case. Our identity is the root of our actions. So my dog's making noises. Our identity is the root of our actions. And if you've ever waited for motivation, then here's a truth you have to get comfortable with if you haven't taken action in the past because of motivation. You were simply scared of what you might achieve, which is why you gave yourself bullshit excuses like waiting for motivation or waiting for that right time for doing things. You were scared of what you might have achieved. You let fear hold you back. And the thing is, when we label ourselves as unmotivated or undisciplined or the type of guy who overeats or whatever it is, these are just bullshit beliefs we have about ourselves. And these beliefs change with time. These things we identify ourselves with is just a disguise to our real true selves. So, hard-hitting truth which will save you right now if you are searching for motivation to start something today. Here, we finally stop using motivation as an excuse for not getting shit done. Because the fact is, as humans, we love to play the blame game. We'll blame anything else. So it's only fitting that when there's no one else to blame, nothing else to blame, we blame motivation. But you are not that person. Simply being in this group, you're proven to not be that person. Because fact is, motivation has turned into a modern day crutch for people who find more value in doing nothing than doing something. And that is something we don't do, something you don't do, something we don't stand for. And it's only when you take full responsibility for getting in your own way that you actually make mind-blowing progress. And the counterintuitive thing here is that by pushing yourself to the edge of your own capabilities, this is where you experience the highest levels of motivation. When you push yourself. So, it's no wonder we don't feel motivated, or you don't feel motivated, because you actually have to get shit done and take action to feel motivated. So if you've ever used that as an excuse, your argument is invalid. Invalid. It's called the Goldilocks Rule. Look this up if you haven't heard of it. So, the real reason why the top performers in the world, the people who are successful, like why Ronaldo is the best player in the world, or anyone is successful at anything, is because they don't stand for buying into their own bullshit beliefs. Like waiting for motivation. Because we all have bullshit beliefs, which aren't true. But you can't solve problems with the same thinking that created them. Which is why we have to shift our own identity, which happens with time, happens with the habits you are creating. Our identity dictates our actions, which is why, if right now you're identifying yourself with something negative, we need to change this. Okay? If we still identify ourselves right now as someone who does X to chill out, someone who drinks on a Friday night, or someone who has a takeaway or eats comfort food or anything that you don't want to do, we need to do some inner work together. Because this is not true. This is not the real you. These are just bullshit beliefs about ourselves that we can change. These things we identify ourselves with are simply a disguise to our real selves. You're already proving your real self with the actions you've already taken and are taking every week, despite of how you feel. Your real self is someone who invests into your own health and energy. You've proven that. Your real self is someone who takes action despite of how you are feeling, despite of the challenges. You've proven that. You are someone who eats the foods that make you feel good, that give you energy, not for comfort. You are proving this. So if you find yourself resorting back to your old ways of eating, or living at a lower standard than you'd like, it is normal. But here, we must work on ourselves. Every week, we need to work on ourselves through reflective practice. This is where the true shift in identity happens. Which is why it's so important to reflect and celebrate our wins each week. That's why I put that post up to reflect on your wins. Because by celebrating our wins, it conditions our mind for more successes, for bigger wins. And it conditions our mind for success. And the opposite is true when we degrade ourselves down. So when those challenges arise, when things don't go your way, what can you learn from that? What lessons can you take? Something I do every day is write down my lesson for that day. So if you've had an argument that day, you've got annoyed, you've got angry, something bad has happened, it hasn't gone your way, reflect on why. What lesson can you take from that so it doesn't happen again? So you're not in that same position a year from now. You're not making the same mistakes over and over again, so you can become a better person day by day. This inner work is needed every week for you to fulfill your potential. And training alone won't give you this. It's why your fortnightly check-in forms ask such invaluable questions for you to reflect on, for you to progress on. Because right now, we have excuses in our brain that pop up as to why we can't do certain things. And we need an identity shift in ourselves if this is the case for you. Because you're just disguising yourself as someone who can't do things. It's a disguise, or uses excuses when trying something new, when scared of something new. It's not your true self. Because there are people in this world who would kill to be in your position. Yet you are letting fear hold you back. So dig deeper to grow. Perhaps you are scared of what you might achieve, which is why you give yourself those bullshit excuses like motivation or lacking time for not doing certain things. So, as I've said, identity is the root of our daily actions. And if you struggle with this, you need to get those thoughts out. You need to do journaling. You need to reflect and learn and grow. Ask yourself this: are you putting in the reps daily for change? If not, don't be disappointed with your results. Are you putting the reps in with your mind daily, your daily actions? Or are you playing the victim and buying into your own bullshit that you are telling yourself? Are you playing the victim and buying your bullshit thoughts? Because our thoughts are simply just thoughts. They are not real. So shut out these negative thoughts that stop you from taking action. Learn to shut them out through that reflective practice, through journaling, through improving week on week. And act despite of how you feel.